So let's go ahead and put the tree into a card now, and then we can do all the rest of the decorating after the tree is already in the card. But you would want to decorate your card itself before you added your tree. Now, what size card do you need? One of my favorite sizes for the tree is a 5 by 6 inch card. So that I can get that from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, I just cut a 5-inch strip and fold it in half. What I like about this size is it's going to accommodate the tree and is also not going to take any extra postage. You could put this right inside a standard A7 envelope and mail it for no extra postage. Okay, so we'll open it up, make sure it's good and flat, and then that fold in the middle of our card, that's where that base piece there goes. And what I've done on the base is I've completely covered those two triangles with tacky tape. Again, very important that we don't go skimpy, that we completely cover our panels. And then that fold there will go right in the fold of our card. We just need to make sure we place it so that our angel doesn't pop out the top of our card. So that gives us the location. Now, this is not in the instructions, but a little tip that I like to give people. You are supposed to just line this fold right up in the fold, but the base piece on the tree is very small and it just tends to want to pop back up again even if you've used a really strong adhesive. It's got a lot of tension inside that fold. When you line a fold inside a fold, it's hard to get it perfect. So here's a little cheater that really helps. Go ahead and take your scissors and right before you go to add it to your card, cut that base right up the fold. Now we've got two pieces that are just going to meet at the fold, and you can actually have them meet a little bit off the fold, maybe just a 1/16 of an inch or so, just a tiny little bit off the fold, and that's going to really reduce the amount of tension inside that fold. So now I'll peel up the liner on my base, line those two over the top of each other, and then I'll go down here until my angel isn't sticking out the bottom. And I'll press one side just a slight bit off that fold. And then you have choices. You can just close the card and press it. Get that base piece attached, and then when you open it, it's going to stand right up. Or I could have just pulled the tree over to the other side. Now, one last little check before you start decorating your tree. Sometimes when you fold it, some of those back branches tend to catch against the back of the card. So you have to think about the back of the card being like the wall in your house. And when you put your Christmas tree up and some of those branches are scraping your wall, what do? You get out your little handsaw and you cut some of the branches off. And the tree is no different. If you find that some of those branches are catching and folding, here, let's just make it happen. See that? Now you can just leave the fold in it, it usually looks fine, but if it's really catching and bothering you, you could just take your scissors and trim off a couple of the back branches that are catching, and then it'll operate smoothly, and no one's really going to notice that you've trimmed those off the back of the tree.